but she had to put on this act, so she wasn't really cross-dressing.
I just want to make sure we get the pronouns right on Mulan. So it's she still, right?
Mulan
Hey,
said
man,
she.
yo, don't worry. We're not pulling what's it called? We're not gonna get canceled like how people are trying to cancel Dave Chappelle.
That is. Did you see the special?
I did. I enjoyed it.
You
I
see
enjoyed
the,
it.
You saw the special?
I thought it was good.
The special was good, man. I really
I thought
liked
it
it.
was really
It wasn't like, whoa, this is so funny. It's kind of been like the past three.
He's talking real
nes-
shit.
No, it's just been the past three shit. It's been him saying the same shit. Nothing crazy.
Going over like transgender and
No, just in the sense of like just making. It's just him speaking on how he sees the world right now. There's nothing wrong with it. Like he was. I will say it was just a lot more funnier. Back in the day, this one was kind of just like, all right, like you're catching up.
It's a different type of humor. I
No,
feel like.
yo, listen, I'm a man who grew up on Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Like, I love.
I feel
Dave
like we all
Chappelle.
did.
You know what I mean? No,
Yeah.
but I mean, like, I look up to him. Like, I idolize the way how he thinks and the way he.
So if he
processes.
walked in the room right now, you'd be starstruck.
I would. I can't lie. I fuck with how he handled his whole life.
Okay.
Nigga said, yo, I don't need
That
to
50 mil.
slave away to my, to something
Yeah.
that I
No
made.
slave masters.
Yo, he did his thing, bro. There's a lot of commemorate. I'm saying it wrong. Commemoration that I would give this guy. Like, bro, like you did a lot of things where a lot of people would have buckled under.
Yeah.
But
I got some good laughs out of that special.
That's what, it was funny, but if you take it as a whole as to what he's
I
been
didn't
bringing,
cry. I don't think I cried of laughter.
the first one was just. First one was like, yo, I don't think
He's finally back.
First one was like, yo, he's back, but I don't think he fully. I think he, I think he knew the climate, but I think he was just trying to see if he could still get his shit off like that. Cool. Second one was kind of, all right, Lil, let me adjust a bit and not go as hard because it's clearly not like how it was back in the day. But he still gave you some informational shit and all that bullshit. And then this one was kind of just like, all right, I know what I'm not going to talk about like crazy, and I know I'm not going to step on certain boundaries. But for the most part, it was whatever. It was good. I mean, I laughed.
So after his special came out, there was a post from Trans Hollywood that said, "We watched it." Dave talked
Sorry, that
about.
was funny. We watched it. We watched it, Dave.
We watched it. Period.
It's literally how he talks about it.
I'm saying it how they typed it. They
Go,
watched
Dave.
it.
I
Period.
can see him like redoing this.
I'm trying to. Dave talked about how disgusting trans women are, how disgusting their bodies are, and how he tortured a trans woman until she had to scream that she was a human. Then she killed herself. Wake up. This is bigotry.
Yo,
You're all a part of it.
Yo, who wrote that? White person?
That was from Trans Hollywood Twitter.
I wonder who was the actual person that wrote that.
They're definitely
So-
white.
why do you say that? I'm just curious because there's a whole bunch of people in the trans community.
For sure. But it just had some white undertones to it.
Yeah. I was also gonna say, like, I kind of feel like he even said in the special that, like, I feel like the black transgenders kind of understand where he's coming from with certain things, and I feel like even the other colored transgenders understand, like, he's not really trying to attack them like that. I feel like it's mostly, as he mentioned, it's like the white trans people that feel the most offended.
No, he cleared it up the best when he said, everybody wants to feel oppressed till they become white again.
Yeah. So I think so he was like basically the same thing. He was like, a Caucasian wants to be a minority until they need to be white again.
Yeah.
So like whenever they're caught in a certain situation, they'll use that minority card. But then when shit really hits the fan, let me call the police.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's when shit's like
what I took from it is like, 100%. There's definitely a group of those people that misconstrue. And at that point, you just have to understand that those are the type of people that can't stand comedy in general.
Yeah.
Like it has to be comedy that's literally for everybody. And that's just not how comedy works. Like comedy touches on shit that you're uncomfortable with, so you can laugh at it and then think about it later. Dave does that almost 100% of the time, where like you'll laugh at some bullshit and then after he clears up the the irony in the whole thing, and then you're like, okay, I get it. I mean, that's just how I would consider great comics to do it. Bill Burr used to do it like crazy.
Bill Burr just doesn't give a fuck now. He just attacks everyone.
Yo, he attacks anybody. Like, but that's his whole point. That's his whole point. Is that like, yo, you guys are people are getting mad at like what's really happening, and like those are the comics that I feel like are the funniest. Not people who just make shit up out of their ass.
Yeah, that depends.
At the same time,
how they put it together. It depends on like, if you come up with a bullshit story, if you put it together well, it works.
Yeah, I mean, but if you at the end of the day, if you're touching on how society works in a view that
like
most
how
people
Dave
don't
Chappelle
see
does
it,
it,
then it's like, yo, it's not really for you. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. At that point, it's like you probably find cat videos funny and everything, because if you can't look at what the bigger picture of what he's trying to say is, then it's like, yo, it's definitely not for you. And as I said, for me, what I took from it was that like the people who he's talking about are literally people who shit on comic shows all the time. People who think that comic shows need to be switched up or they need to
ban it or something.
You know
what
I mean?
Yeah.
And that's not. I mean, there's levels to comedy, and that's just like a sector that happens to touch on the things that you don't like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because he was just like, also just looking at the disparity of how, if the situation with the baby. We talked about it before. I think we talked about it.
Yeah, that was that was funny when the man brought it up. He's like, you think LGBTQ people are gonna cancel this guy? He might kill someone in Walmart.
Kill somebody, but they did cancel him. His shows were canceled.
Bro, he didn't get canceled.
His shows were literally canceled.
He got one show canceled. And then the man popped back up.
His shows are
canceled.
Bounce
back the way how he used to be.
Yeah, he said he lost like.
It's not gonna happen.
Charlemagne the God.
Give it time. By time has passed, he's forgotten.
Charlemagne the God was talking to the baby, and he was like, "How much did you lose from losing those shows or whatever?" And he was like, $6 million or like $7 million. He lost a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. Yeah. Like, mind you, the baby isn't like an A-list.
Now just look at the disparity. Like you can kill somebody and you're good. Although there's like, jargon and nobody brought it to light, but like he can do that. Although it was also in self-defense, they say, but still, he took a life. It's good. You make fun of the gay person.
Built up his street cred.
You make fun of the alphabet people. You out of here.